Alright kids, so you've decided that nobody's touching your spaghetti, and for whatever fucking reason you're coming to me of all people for more life advice. Why you're coming to me when I clearly can't run my own life, I don't know, but okay. Here you go, here's another handy dandy how-to guide in my series. This one, on how to be an incel. Step 1, don't be an incel. You're above that shit. I don't care who you are above that shit. What? You're just going to ignore this one and go ahead and do it anyway? Okay, homie, don't say I didn't warn you. Step 1A. Don't get laid. Ever. This is why you're going down this long and slippery road to patheticness. You're not scoring any clunge whatsoever and it's making you mad. It's making you so mad you want to adopt a stupid loaded label which contains no positive qualities to it whatsoever. You want to be an incel. And in order to be an incel, you have to be involuntarily celibate, i.e. get laid never. That is what incel is, of course, short for involuntary celibate. So you're already learning things today. Step numero dos. Blame all women. It's their fault, not your fault. I mean, of course, you are the common denominator here, but you're not to blame. It's all the woman. It's their fault. It's the woman who are wrong. You and your lack of attractiveness are absolutely perfect in every way. It's the woman at fault, right? Step 3. Complain online. Part of your bitterness is based upon the fact that nobody in real life gives a shit about your pathetic whining about not being able to get laid. Women are more than mere sex objects, but you don't care. All you want is to get laid. Even though you, for whatever reason, gee I wonder why, cannot. So take yourself online and complain, complain, complain. Once again, it's the woman's fault. Step 4. Continuing on from step 3, move your complaining from unreasonable to completely batshit insane. Now, first off, obviously, you gotta blame the woman even though it's a you problem. So that's when we get increasingly bitter and salty and start talking about how women deserve to have all sorts of bad things happen to them. Now, I'm not saying this is something you should do, but if you're an incel, it's probably something you are going to do. In the Book of the Skyfire, as step 1 would have taught you, it's a stupid idea. But since you followed on from step 1A and went from there anyway, this is your next step. Start talking about how these women deserve violence and abuse. Start talking about how some of them need to be murdered just because they're not putting out your fat smelly ass. Go from being a whiny self-centered bitch to being a psychotic whiny self-centered bitch. This is the most important step because this is your first step into being an incel. Step 5. Continue hitchhiking down that long and lonesome road by blaming anybody else who may or may not happen to be a woman. Anybody tells you to pull your head in, they're wrong. Not you, the lowest common denominator, them. You are entitled to sex even though you're not getting it in your mind, and you're not going to listen to anybody else. It's the children who are wrong, remember? Step 6. Just keep travelling down that slippery slope into making yourself look even more pathetic. By this point, you are a self-fulfilling prophecy. You weren't getting laid to start with, and now all the complaints of not getting laid and wanting to kill women have just made you absolutely repulsive to anybody that knows you. By now, you've probably moved from bitching online to bitching offline. And the reason that you went online in the first place is because people offline would probably tell you to pull your head in. So now you're bringing it into the real world, people are telling you to pull your head in. Again, everyone else is wrong, not you, right? You couldn't possibly be the problem. even though right now you are the epitome of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Step 7 ends with you going one or two ways. Continue making a mook of yourself, or wake up, grow up, and stop being a pathetic, smelly toolbox. You'll either learn or you won't. Either way, you're on the path of an incel and you don't want to stop. Not now anyway, but maybe somewhere down the track, you'll grow up and get a life. I believe in your home slice. Maybe one day you'll stop being a loser. And there you have it. In spite of any general common sense and logic, a guide on how to be an incel. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm Damian Skyfire. Till next time, if you even make it that far.